Hello, welcome to another Ticfaw Files, and not just any Ticfaw Files, this season's penultimate episode. Um, so there's only two more episodes, including this one, for this season before we go into the next one. So very exciting stuff. Before we jump into the action and the story and everything, though, I'm going to give everybody a chance to introduce themselves, and then I'll let you know about viewer actions, how you can actually affect the story as it goes along. And then we'll pass everything off to Rowan. But speaking of Rowan, tell us a little bit about yourself and this game here.
Hello, I'm Rowan North. I'm a freelance illustrator, art educator, and sexy bitch. You can find all my stuff.
Accurate.
You can find all my stuff at rowannorthillustrations.org, which I'll put in the chat. That you can find where I'm gonna be at, my various events once the world has, stopped being under lockdown. You can find like my art there. There is a whole section for the Ticfaw Files art, for instance, and things like that. Or find all my social media there as well. And yeah.
Awesome. Next, we've got Vanessa. Tell us a little bit about Mira and yourself.
Hi, I'm Vanessa. I am the resident Canadian of the group. I am primarily a traditional artist, mostly pencil and watercolor. And she is a red cat fairy, which is basically the fairy equivalent of a vampire, which is fun. I love vampires. And she's also kind of the group grump. And yeah, that's her.
Awesome. Next, we've got Yasmin. Tell us a little bit about Savoy and Zahil and yourself.
I am playing Savoy and Zahil. They are a changeling sharing the same body. Savoy is the human counterpart. Zahil is the chaotic fairy counterpart. And I am a graphic illustrator, and you can find my work on Twitter at ytatiana.art. Or you can find my my work on my website, which I will publish in the chat. And that's it.
That's awesome. Sorry, I'm laughing because I just noticed the caption says White Hutch Rihanna. Which is great. So next we've got Riley. Tell us a little bit about Jonas and yourself.
Jonas is, I think, the phrasing of the group has been the cinnamon roll of the party. And yeah, I am a knit and crochet wear designer, and I can put my information out in the chat.
Fantastic. And then I, of course, am Raven. I am a tabletop streamer, as well as a bunch of other stuff that I do. Art, game design, all kinds of stuff like that. You can find about all of that at my Twitter, just right below my face. And I play Dr. Tilda Jenkins, who is a human who is kind of discovering that magic and fake creatures are all real. And she's also your typical librarian type, I guess you could say. Before we jump into all the action, as I mentioned, viewer actions is something that I wanted to tell you all about. So there's a number of ways that you can actually directly affect the story and indirectly. 1 second, Glitch will not hush until I let her out of the room. There. Oh. And it was breaking my train of thought. So one of the ways that you can do that is through the tweet of the game, which I'm going to put into chat here. So for every 5 interactions, that's likes, retweets, and comments, a D4 goes to the cast and to the DM. With this being a Monster of the Week game, much like our Tuesday games, it's the same deal there, where an extra D4 is especially powerful. Monster of the Week uses a 2d6 system, so getting a D4 is almost like getting a full extra die onto your roll. It can make a big difference. So as simple as interacting with the tweet makes a big difference. That's a big deal. Other ways that you can interact are through plot points, which you can get through guild coins. If you look at your Twitch chat box, the little round rainbow colored icon right below that, there's a number of different things that you can do with those. The biggest ones being plot points, which allow you to directly interject things into the scene. You can click on each one to see what they do. There's also a little chart in the panels down below, which will explain what they do as well. And then finally, if you would like to support the channel financially, there's a number of ways that you can do that as well. There is coffee.com/Raven, raven.rocks, which you can see down here. Speaking of, thank you, Michael, very much for that $2 donation. And that's a D6 to Rowan. Yeah, coffee.com/Raven, raven.rocks. You can also do subscriptions, bits, and Patreon, which is right there in chat now as well. So our Bard tier and higher patrons get credits every month to go towards viewer actions that they can redeem at any point. So lots of cool stuff there. With all that being said, a couple of these might not be super self-explanatory, so I will explain them real quick. Switch allows somebody to change the action word of another player. So for example, let's say Mira is getting ready to claw some asshole that insulted her. Riley, just for example, could throw out a switch, or Rowan for that matter, and say switch. And so Vanessa would have to change claw to a different action word. And Vanessa would get to choose what that is. It just can't be a direct synonym. So that's kind of how that works. A borrowed success means that a player will automatically succeed at what they're trying to do. However, there is a chance that they will lose a success in the future. We roll a d20 that comes up 15 on that success, then they lose that. It's basically the one that they borrowed. So it's a bit of a gamble. You succeed right away, but you might lose an important success later. And then finally, swapping 2 players for 5 minutes means that we swap roles, and that includes the DM too. We just had an instance of it last night where I was DMing and one of our players got swapped with me, so I got to play their character and they got to DM for 5 minutes. That's basically how that works. You can do 2 individual players, a player and the DM, however you want to do it. It's really funny when it happens. And I think that is everything that we needed to cover. Currently, the cast has 1d4, 8d6, 1 advantage, and the DM has 6d4, 3d6, and 1 switch. And with that, Rowan, take it away.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Ticfaw Files. Let us review what happened last time. Last time, Mira and Jonas went to the house and found Miss Black, who was in a bad state. And then they went to the manor afterwards, to Savoy's manor, to kind of talk about what they found and what happened and to get patched up. Because if I recall, it was Jonas that got beat up. So and then apparently Tilda and Savoy had a date. Just a food date. And yeah, that was pretty much last time. Correct. So we're gonna go to the next morning. You all had time to rest. Jonas, you're feeling a lot better. I think everyone is. Savoy, you're still kind of beat up. Like, you're not moving very quickly, that's for sure.
Tender. Very tender.
You're very tender. There you go. Very squishy. And so it's next morning. Jonas, you
Yes.
called Naomi to join you for breakfast.
Yes,
Before
I
we
did.
do breakfast, I do have a quick question.
Sure.
Yeah, so I don't think that Mira is going to be at the manor when everybody kind of wakes up. Only for the fact that I think she'll probably go back to the house to be with Lily, just because she doesn't want to leave her there by herself.
That makes sense.
But that being said, Mira would also have left a note for Jonas to call her when he wakes up, if that's cool with you.
Sure. So instead of just staying there at the manor, you went to hang out with your little girl, your adopted child.
My adopted daughter, yes.
And
I didn't
not
want to
leave
leave
her.
her. Yeah.
I'd also like to have Tilda do a thing in the morning, but there's no rush on it.
Sure, what's up?
Just, I think that she would be feeling happier after the previous night, given that she just had, like this fantastic date. And with Tilda being happier, I think she'll get up a little bit early and make breakfast for everyone. So there'll be a nice fancy breakfast for everybody.
And once again, you run into kind of a conflict with Barney, and Barney's just like, you don't have to cook every meal. That's a law
You
to
don't have to
people.
tell me that, right, Barney?
I am aware. I am just saying that is our job. We get paid to cook.
Well, now you can get paid to just not cook today, because I like to cook and I want to do something nice for everyone.
I don't think you understand the concept of work.
I mean, do we have to go talk to Savoy?
I
My lungs are not equipped.
suppose. I suppose what she doesn't know won't hurt her. But for the record, we cooked the meal.
Whatever helps you sleep at night, Barney.
Whatever helps me get paid and let my chefs get paid and not fired.
I will make sure you all get paid. It's fine.
If you say so, Miss Tilda.
Hand me the pan.
Very well.
she goes to cook like a. We're in Louisiana, so it's probably like she'll probably make like beignets and
So good.
chicory coffee with
Ooh.
for cafe au laits and things like that.
I'm having a
I'll just have that ready for
Miyazaki's
everybody.
food moment over here.
Oh man. Relatable. Hashtag relatable. Ah man. Hold on, Raven.
That's it.
Do we still have beignet mix? I think we have beignet mix.
You did.
I think it's expired.
Oh, shut up. It'll be fine. It's fine. This is fine. Anyways. So Jonas, you call Naomi. Do you say like anything in particular to her, or?
Yeah, so before Jonas even finds the note, he's gonna call Naomi. And he's just gonna be like, so he's calling.
So Naomi, of course, is getting up already. I mean, she has a job to do. So she's just like, oh, but hello?
Hey, Agent Naomi. Starts with a J, I think.
It's Pierce.
I don't know why it started with a J in my head. Hey, Agent Pierce. So you asked to be kept in the loop. So we're having a breakfast meeting wherein I will tell some new information to everybody. If you want to come to the Bilious estate.
I mean, yes, of course.
Perfect. Please bring the prettiest thing that you own.
The prettiest thing, like wearing it or as like a gift, or
gift would be fantastic.
Okay, so something of my personal effects that I can give as a gift.
Yes, that is the prettiest of your personal effects that you can give as a gift.
Okay, I can do that.
If you don't have anything pretty, I just found this bedazzler, so we could probably bedazzle it.
You mean from the 2000s?
Yes.
Thank you so much for that. That idea. I think I have something that I could give. What time is this breakfast now?
I'm honestly not sure, so it's better to be early than late.
All previous breakfasts started at 10.
Okay, 10. 10, I believe. Probably. So it's like a brunch for you, probably, because it's like 6 a.m. that I'm calling you, so.
It's 7:30. That's waking hours.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe I slept in so much. Oh shit, where's Mira? So I'll see you at 10. Gotta go.
Shit, where's the fairy? The human-sized fairy.
So Naomi's just kind of like looking at her phone, like, what just happened? And is this what insanity feels like?
The
So then
answer
you
is
call
yes.
Mira.
So then Jonas calls Mira up.
She answers the phone within like the first few rings, and she sounds wide awake.
Hey, saw your note. I'm up.
Yeah, no, I had some questions. I just wanted to run the plan by you. Obviously, you've been here, you've seen Lily, you know that she's here, so I wanted to get your thoughts on this before I went ahead and did it. I was thinking of bringing Lily with me to breakfast today.
I actually think that would be a very good idea. I'll just prepare Doc and Savoy before you get here.
You can almost hear her squinting through the phone with that look on her face, you know, the typical Mira look. And she says, well, it occurs to me that Savoy mentioned something about killing Lily, which was what Temrio said to Zahil. So then I immediately thought perhaps that was not a good idea.
Oh yeah.
But she has information. I just don't know if that's worth putting her life on the line.
If I could get Tilda, like if Tilda says that she could create a barrier or a protection of some sort for Lily, would you be comfortable?
Yes, I suppose that would do.
Okay. I just think I know you're not super happy with him, but I kind of want to see if we can talk to him again. And also, I'm afraid of Lily being alone.
You want to see if you can speak to Temrio when we bring Lily?
I mean,
is that entirely a good idea?
Should we should we all go in like a dark room? Like,
this is not a seance, Jonas. We're not contacting the dead.
Well, I just meant so like he wouldn't know where he was, if you're worried about that.
That gets a little bit of a laugh from her. And she just kind of says, like, I tell you what, I'll give Savoy a call now, just to run this past them as well. And then, I mean, you guys are in the same house, so you can just talk about it. I'll bring Lily, but I'll just inform them first that we're coming.
Sounds good. Oh, and by the way, thanks for last night.
No problem. And then she hangs up. And then she immediately calls Savoy.
Savoy immediately answers the phone because they're up at the fucking crack of dawn every day.
Perfect.
Hello?
Yes, Savoy. I just had something that I wanted to run past you. usually I don't, but I figured that this was maybe important enough to do so. I was looking to maybe bring Lily with me to the manor today.
And there's a long pause, and Savoy says, "You understand the difficulty that could potentially cause."
Yes, I do, which is exactly why I called you.
I appreciate it, and thank you so much for not springing this on me. I will find a way. Bring her, because I think that she is an absolutely necessary piece of this puzzle. And by the time you arrive, I will have it all figured out. I hope.
Jonas might have an idea if you'd like to talk to him about it.
All right, I will wait for him to come downstairs. Yeah. Okay, that sounds good. I'm glad that you feel that you can trust us a little bit more with this.
She hangs up.
That
is all the feelings she has this morning. They run out.
Oh well.
Although
Well done.
Savoy, she does appreciate it.
So, Savoy, where are the gardens compared to the kitchen?
So the dining room is the closest part of the gardens. And the kitchen is on the far side. So there are windows, but you can't really see the gardens from the kitchen itself. You can only see the gardens when you walk into the dining room. And the dining room sits on one of the corners of the home, and it's surrounded by windows so you can see the beautiful estate.
Okay.
I should draw a map of this.
Cool.
So Jonas is gonna.
Well, I can't do it for you. It's your house, fool.
Jonas comes downstairs and he's looking for both Tilda and Savoy, but first Tilda, then Savoy.
I imagine Jonas probably hears from the kitchen. Hey, get your hand out of that. What do you not understand about you have the morning off? I'm cooking.
There's like the chef that you have on staff, Savoy, who's just like keeps on like reaching for like things.
Tilda just keeps doing the
Or trying
slapping his hand
to
away.
like stir or flip things, and he's just like doesn't seem to know what to do with himself.
Okay, so Jonas walks in. 1 second. Now he has 2 bedazzling guns. And he also brought the sheets off of the bed that he had been sleeping in. So Jonas has like this pile of sheets in his arms and like these 2 bedazzling guns, and he walks into the kitchen and what is the cook's name? Would Jonas know him after being there a lot?
The cook's name is Jeffrey. Jeffrey Flar.
Oh, is it like?
Or Jeffrey Farr.
Is it like
There
the really fancy like GEOFFREY
you
spelling?
know it. Jeffrey Farr. Joffrey Farr. If we have a Barnabas, we can have a Joffrey.
Fantastic.
So Jonas walks in and he's in a much better mood than he was the night before.
Everyone's so happy.
He's like, "Oh, hey, Jeff. You know what? I actually need your help with this project. If you can't cook right now."
I cook. It's what I do. I don't do the arts and crafts. I do cooking.
Okay. Well, I mean, here's this bedazzling gun in case you change your mind.
Why the fuck do I need A bedazzling gun. What I'm going to do? Bedazzle the turkey.
Oh, Michael, I can't believe you've done this.
Is that a one plot point thing, though? I feel like that's at least 3.
I think it's technically a 2 plot point thing, but Michael's been spinning them left and right.
Michael has spent a lot of money in this chat.
All I'm gonna
think we
say,
can-
all
we
I'm
can
gonna say
spot
is
them a
that
plot point.
Mira does not eat food, so y'all are fucked. Nobody feed the child, please. God damn it, you guys! Nobody feed the child.
Savoy,
Okay.
why the fuck do you have edibles in your pantry that falls in there anyways?
Jeffrey has them in his
Sometimes
pockets.
I blame Joffrey.
I mean, it's legal. It's legal. It's what the? Hold on. It's legal in 2040, I guess. But
Alex is helping.
Hey,
what the fuck?
I was gonna say, yeah, 2 to 3 plot points is probably what something like that would be if I were making the call, but it's up to you, Rowan. This is your
I
game.
can use you the reasons why Savoy has that shit if you give it the okay. Otherwise, I'm keeping that information to myself.
If this is canonically something Savoy would have, so here's what happens: is that in Joffrey's wild flailing, he suddenly knocks on the cupboard above the food, and it falls
Oh my
over,
God, Gwen.
and everything just kind of spills out everywhere.
Oh no.
And that includes in the pan or in the batter.
Okay.
And Joffrey's like, I'm fucked. I'm fucked. I may as well put in my apron now because I'm fucked.
you should help me with this bedazzling project to impress Savoy then.
That sounds like a great idea. Just pull that stuff out of the batter as best you can, and then go help Jonas.
I mean, perhaps, you know, Savoy likes you. So if I say you're the one who knocked it over, maybe I get away scot-free.
If you help me with bedazzling, you can accuse me of that, and I will take the blame.
For breaking the cupboard.
Yes.
You know what? It's either that or get fired. So what the fuck, anyways?
Okay, so Jonas hands like the fitted sheet. He's like, you start with this one. I'll meet you out there in a second.
What are we even doing?
You just make it look pretty. If you can make it look like a peacock's feather, that would be perfect. Also, here's a bunch of gemstones.
Okay. Okay. And you want peacock feather?
Yes.
Let's see. I'm actually gonna roll to see how well this asshole does.
Excuse me, ma'am. What did Jeffrey ever do to Sir Joffrey ever do to you? What do you mean this asshole? He seems like a perfectly lovely employee.
He's a bit
This
of an asshole. He got a nat 20! He got a nat 20! He does a gorgeous job. All his time cake decorating has actually paid off.
Perfect. Okay,
So he's making beautiful peacock feathers and all that.
So once Jeffrey is gone, Jonas is going to greet Tilda. Good morning, Doc. Did you sleep well?
I slept fantastic. And thank you for getting the chef out of here. Now that he's out of here, my morning is fantastic. How are you, Jonas?
I'm fantastic as well.
May
So-
I add a little something that Jonas might notice?
Yes.
Tilda might not have noticed it yet either, but she has
Uh-oh.
a braid in her hair with a few beads braided into it.
Fantastic.
Jonas
That's
will be
it.
like, also, I
Okay.
like the new hairstyle, Doc. It suits you.
New hairstyle? She just sort of like, oh, well, that's new. Well, thanks. She'll probably get like a slight blush. But then say thank you as she's clattering dishes and pots and pans around.
Oh my gosh, Doc, is that a hickey?
What? No.
I'm just teasing. There's nothing there. It's a braid.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as soon as you say that, you can see Tilda like trying to discreetly look at the reflection in a pot or a pan or something, like, do I have a hickey?
So, I was actually wondering if you could do a protection spell on just one person.
Depends on the type of protection spell. That's pretty big stuff. A little above my skills right now. What kind of protection are you thinking about?
So Mira has been taking care of an orphaned child, Lily, if you remember, whose family was brutally murdered and she went missing.
Was that the urchin that I saw at the
Surprise!
was that the little street urchin I saw like back at the library before we started all this stuff?
Yeah, and as Savoy and Zahil may have told you, Zahil has been contracted to murder the child. So
Yeah, I should add that to the list of things to talk to Sahil about.
yeah, so I mean, if you know of any sort of magic, because we would really like Lily to be able to come over and have breakfast. I'm pretty sure all she's been eating for the past month is Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, that's not a balanced diet. Yeah, let's get her some good food.
Mira drinks blood. What do you expect? She's not a Michelin level chef, guys. Jesus. Cut her some slack.
She's not Joffrey.
She certainly is.
Thanks so much for that gifted sub, Michael. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Vanessa, how would you like to use your viewer action allotment there?
Oh, I don't know what is available to me. What kind of shenanigans can we get up to?
Well, you can get an advantage to the cast. You can do a switch and a d6, however you'd like to split it up, or you could do 2d6.
Can I sit on it, or do you want me to choose now?
If you want to take a minute to decide, just throw it in chat when you
Cool.
figure it out.
I'll pop it up for you then.
Where were we? Oh yeah. Yeah, that's not a good diet. We should definitely get her some good food.
Yes. But in Mira's defense, Mira was just probably doing what the child asked. Because...
Oh, no, that's totally fair. As I understand it, Mira doesn't actually eat food, so that was probably well done. Good guess. Or whatever with the kid. So, I mean, the child should be protected in here. Magical creatures can't get in here without a pass. What exactly are you concerned about?
Zahil? Since they are trying to kill her?
Right. Okay. Well, I could try putting a cloaking spell on her. Like I did with Naomi back at the shop.
Would that work if Savoy was aware she was here?
Well, I think Savoy probably wouldn't be able to see her either.
So would we not tell Savoy about this? Because Lily's kind of actually... Okay. So I'm sorry, Doc, but she's not just coming for a meal.
Okay.
She's also kind of like a Horcrux.
Okay. That's a Harry Potter reference, right?
Yes, and very necessary to
Okay.
this puzzle.
What puzzle?
The puzzle with like the music box and Zahil flipping out and the one guy who came to visit you while you guys were drunk and
Oh yeah, the guy that didn't call ahead.
yeah. So I actually had a lovely conversation with him last night and but I kind of need Lily is Lily knows a lot about him and so I don't know how to do this.
Okay, well,
I was hoping
if
you
she's
knew.
some sort of vessel for this prince guy, and he's the one that's wanting Zahil to kill her, is that right?
Well, not exactly.
That seems
It's
counterproductive for him.
there are several different pieces of him that are scattered. One of the more aggressive pieces wanted her dead.
Of course there are. Okay.
But then the other piece is like, this human child is very kind. So I'm not the best with words, and I'm sorry about that, Doc. But basically, various different parts of his personality are in different places, and a very vindictive part of his personality ordered it, from my understanding.
Interesting. Okay, well, I mean, short-term solution. I mean, if I don't know how he's all connected with his different parts, but if she's a part of him, then I don't think a cloaking spell's really going to do much. So best I could think of would be a actual protection spell, but I'm not sure I have the ability to pull that off. It requires some pretty hefty ingredients, and basically it's you've played video games before, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a respawn spell. So they die, and then a short time later they come back to life because of the spell. So they don't actually die.
Question.
But I don't know that I can do that for sure.
Sorry, quick question for Rowan.
Sure.
With a 7 rolling sharp, I guess this also is partially for Yaz as well, but mostly Rowan. Could Jonas determine who gave Tilda the braid?
You have a strong idea that it was either Savoy or Zahil.
Okay.
I mean, it's plenty of context clues.
Okay, I'm just wondering, because we know that my boy can be dense sometimes. Okay.
You figure it's either
yeah.
Savoy or Zahil. I mean, you made the hickey joke,
I mean,
so...
Leave the boy alone.
I was gonna say Tilda references would definitely be she's happy and it's early in the morning.
I think I was mostly asking if he would have figured out it was Zahil as opposed to... Was it Zahil?
That gave the braid?
Yeah.
I don't know. But you can figure it's either Savoy or Sahil.
Okay.
Yasmin's just sitting over there with the champagne, just like,
I'm not
it's a good
answering."
question.
Okay, Doc, that sounds good. Well, if you have any ideas, or if you could maybe talk to Savoy and Zahil,
I'd be fine to talk with Zahil if I can. I mean, I could just set up a room where Zahil's not allowed to enter.
that actually would be very perfect. Could you make it the dining room?
A panic room?
Sure. I mean, if I tie it to Zahil, then it's probably going to mean that Savoy can't go in either, so not sure that you want to block Savoy from their dining room.
I'm pretty sure Barney would be mad if you block Savoy from her own dining room.
Okay. Well,
I mean, there's lots of bedrooms and stuff. We could just... I'm sure we could have a table and chairs put in there for food and stuff.
I just feel bad constantly locking her up. We'll figure it out.
Okay. I'm gonna finish making breakfast, but just let me know what you want to do, and that shouldn't take too long to do. I'll need a few ingredients if you want to grab those while I'm finishing up cooking. I'll need, let's see, some charcoal, big thing of salt, sea salt if you can, and kosher salt should be okay too. I'm gonna need one of Zahil's feathers. I can probably swing that. And I think that should do it.
Sounds
Meanwhile,
great.
you hear Jeffrey saying, it's like, the boy broke your drug shelf. It's not my bad. That is just a thing. I tried to salvage what I had. But I mean, it's your business.
This is to Savoy, right?
Yes.
Okay, Savoy was heading back from the weight room and is just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You know the show. You'd think I wouldn't notice.
No, I mean,
Just to...
I know what you mean by saying the drug shelf, but
It's broken and on the floor.
okay. I will go and find out what happened. Why are
To clarify, I don't think Tilda realizes that they're drugs.
Yes.
So
But Jeffrey knows. Jeffrey knows.
Tilda's continuing to make the food, just
Right.
making sure that was clear.
Okay, so
Yeah, but the question is, did Joffrey see that the things went in there? That's the
I mean, he
determiner
picked
here.
it out as much as he could. I don't know if he knows that they got like super in the food. Mostly he's concerned about the fact that it's all over the floor.
So Savoy comes into the kitchen looking like, I knew I'd find you guys here kind of expression. And Savoy just sort of looks over everything and says, do you have an explanation for this mess?
Hey, Savoy, I actually have a great explanation. If you don't mind, I'm just going to take the rest of the wood from these shelves and probably this door, if you have a wood shop nearby, that would be fantastic. But I'll fix this for you later. I think Doc has some things to ask you. I'll see you later.
Do not touch the shelf. The shelf has some rare ingredients.
Oh no, I'm just gonna pick up these broken bits on the floor.
No.
Jonas, can you wait for just a minute? Just give me a moment to put everything that has fallen back in its place.
The rare ingredients.
What he said. Jonas, feel free to take a
truffles.
seat. Did you want a mimosa or anything? While you wait, I'll get this cleaned up. We talk about whatever you want to talk about. Did you need anything? Is that orange juice thing that you had when you were first here? You seem to like it a lot.
You know, that orange juice thing made me feel really weird, so I don't think I'm going to have any more orange juice, but thank you.
All right.
Why is Joffrey out here acting like it's his own personal stash?
Listen,
sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to calm down.
Savoy has a long history of being really anal retentive about very specific things.
Yeah,
This
listen,
might be one of them.
everyone who works at the manor knows why Savoy is so rich. She hires a staff to keep these secrets.
Exactly.
I get the feeling though that Joffrey's like, treating it like his own personal stash discreetly here and there too.
I think he's skimming off the top. I think he doesn't want Savoy to know how much is gone.
Savoy doesn't really give a fuck as long as most of it is there, and they're not partaking on the job.
Nope.
That's the.
And as long as they keep her secret, as long as they keep her secret.
Yep, exactly. Anyways, so Savoy
and they will murder people. So
Savoy's,
don't try.
Exactly. Jonas, you should sit down. Can you just hang out for just a minute? You seem highly anxious this early in the morning, and I'm still. I don't have the energy yet. Just give me hang out for just a minute. You too. Let me just pick this up. Ask your questions while I pick this up.
At that moment, Tilda basically just literally puts a cup in Savoy's hand. It's like a mug of coffee with Irish cream in it, and gives Savoy a kiss on the cheek.
Savoy just you can see
and
the
goes
deer in the headlights look as they glance between Tilda and Jonas, and it just goes completely red and is like, this is okay. It smiles despite the complexion, sips at the coffee with the Irish cream in it, and says thank you, and sips again, and then puts it down and goes back to cleaning everything up. What were your questions?
Jonas just smiles. He's just smirking. And then he says, Savoy, is that a hickey?
Jonas, there was no funny business. And then, Savoy looks at Tilda and recognizes the braid in her hair and says, Tilda, was there funny business?
I'm dead.
Just the pure look of, oh my god, is there funny business?
Oh my god.
It has gone scarlet. The color of red that they are is just...
That's about the time that Barney walks in and says, Savoy.
Yes.
That FBI agent is here.
Oh yeah, I invited her. Savoy, I was going to tell you, I invited Naomi.
Savoy,
by the way,
is breathing deep through their nostrils, and it's just oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
You want me to go grab you a turtleneck?
I appreciate the sentiment.
So, boy,
Barney,
I
could
will
you
take
please?
care of cleaning up I will take care of cleaning this up, if you would like.
Yes.
Jonas is feisty today. What the fuck, man?
Jonas.
Yes,
This is in a
actually,
good mood.
Barney,
Jonas.
that would be
So
great.
Jonas, you were the one to invite the FBI agent. Why don't you distract her?
That sounds fantastic. I'll have her help me go pick some flowers. Is that okay if I pick some flowers, Savoy?
Yeah. When you're
What
done
the
picking
sweet
flowers,
Jesus is he up to?
when you're,
Bedazzle guns and flowers.
when you're done
feathers.
picking flowers, if Mira hasn't made it back yet, we'll meet in the parlor room.
Very
Sounds
well.
good.
Okay. All right. And Savoy sits down and just like chugs the coffee. Just like
And
sits
Barney
there
is
for
like-
2 minutes drinking the coffee down.
Should me and Jeffrey put these rare ingredients in
Drugs.
your vault?
Yeah, I think it would be a very, very good time to move the contents of that shelf into perhaps a more secure area. Please.
This is exactly what I was telling you would happen with keeping it in the kitchen.
I understand. But you know what? Sometimes a little bit of specialty tea goes a very long way, Barney. And it's hard when you have to go halfway across the house for it.
That is why you have servants.
Anyways, just let me know where you put it. Actually, just move it to my room. Just put it in my room, and then we will no longer have this problem.
Very well.
Savoy finishes their drink and looks to Tilda and is like, you had something you wanted to talk about? Anything of a sexual orientation? Perhaps implicit? She is a trooper. So Zahil didn't, you and Zahil didn't do anything, right? Right?
Raven, Gwen.
Yeah,
Gwen
sorry.
says that they can't hear
I
you.
was muted in Streamlabs, but not in Zoom. Sorry about that. Tilda just said to find funny, and then said, "No, I don't think we discussed sexual orientation."
All right.
I think
Thank
that
you
was
so
it.
much, Gwen, for that. Giving us a heads up there.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
You didn't do anything funny with Zahil, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure I would have remembered, but
We just had a chat about a few things.
and you can just like
It's
see
fine.
Savoy physically relieved, like just like, oh my god. Oh. Okay, is that it? Is that all you had to ask?
Yes, I was just teasing you a little, but Jonas wanted me to talk to you about Lily. It's the little girl.
Yes, Mira
Apparently,
Mira called.
Okay.
I think perhaps either setting up a room. I talked to Zahil about it, and we came to an agreement along the discrepancy of the words that Temryu used, that the artifacts must be collected first before Lily is killed. That
Right.
that there is an order to these things, that Lily might be okay today, but in the event that she is no longer safe, I was hoping that we could set up something like the room last night that you did.
That's what I was talking to Jonas about too. Jonas wanted me to put a protection spell on her, and I said I don't think I can pull something too terribly big off, like direct protection, but a barrier spell's a simple thing, and so we can set up a safe room for Lily.
Or you could set up something where Zahil and I can't leave. And it would only be necessary in the event that we do collect all the objects and Zahil can't be persuaded.
Right.
Which...
Well, if that happens, you could just take the ring off.
That's true. That's true. Okay. We'll do it that way, just in case. Sometimes Zahil comes on a little strong and I can't preemptively protect us. So, but that should, for all intents and purposes, work. Lily should be fine, at least today, while we get the rest of the information. Are you making breakfast?
I have been trying to. Staff has been a little bit problematic, but had a nice little chat with Barney that I wanted to do something nice for everyone and that the staff could take the morning off.
Excellent.
Barney is still there picking up stuff and it's just like... She's quite a stubborn one, you know.
I have found myself quite fond of her stubbornness. I will be in the dining room. Barney, could you please have the table set? I am going to go have a cigarette.
Tilda just gives Barney this like very pleased, not smug, but very pleased look when Savoy says that they're fond of her stubbornness. And continues making breakfast.
I'm not paid to ask questions.
And that's why you keep your job. And Savoy walks out of the room.
Exactly.
I love Barney so much.
I do too. He's my favorite.
So,
oh goodness.
So Naomi is at the door, Jonas, and she's just kind of hesitating there, like not sure what to do. I mean, Barney just left, like ran off, and acted very surprised to see her there, and she's like, "Am I not welcome?" Like, so she looks up when you come in and she says, "Oh, Jonas, did you happen not to run this by the master of the house?" Really?
I apologize. That was bad manners on my part. I got a little bit distracted, but I have since ran it by the master of the house, and they're thrilled to have you here.
Define thrilled.
I'm not really sure.
Does he look like he has an English degree?
Shut up.
They were just a little bit surprised because I had not mentioned anything.
Then perhaps it's not the best idea for me to stick around.
But Agent Pierce, don't you want to know what's going on?
I mean, I do, but...
And you and Savoy made a deal that you wouldn't be kept out of the loop anymore, right?
I mean, we did.
Then stay! And Jonas, like, puts his arm around Naomi and just starts ushering her towards the gardens.
Okay. All right then. Where are we going?
Oh, so we're gonna go pick some flowers and bedazzle this
Pick-
sheet.
What? Hold on. Excuse me?
We're gonna pick flowers and bedazzle the sheet.
What does this have to do with anything?
Absolutely everything, and at the same time, nothing.
I
If
love
you'd
him.
like, I could get you. Actually, where are my manners? I am your Barnabas. Okay, Master Pierce, can I
Excuse me.
get you a cup of coffee?
What? What part? I'm good. I'm just wondering if there's something in the water here or something.
No, I just got cut up last night.
Are you okay?
I'm the best I've ever been in my life.
So they give really good painkillers at this manor, huh?
Absolutely not. It was excruciatingly painful, but
Oh boy.
it's a great thing that I've got a positive attitude this morning. So
I wasn't sure what you meant by pretty thing.
oh yeah, what did you bring?
She pulls out a very old, like, fabric bound book of it's actually Gulliver's Travels. And she's like, this is very old. I do some light reading. I always take some of my family's collection with me wherever I go. I at least think it's one of the prettier things I have. So I didn't know if you wanted me to dress up like fancy, if that's what you meant, but this is a pretty thing. So
Wow. I just was thinking like a keychain or something, but this is
a key.
this is very this is beautiful. You know who would really appreciate this is Dr. Jenkins.
Is that who we are? Is that
No, you can keep that for yourself. It is very beautiful, though just not what I was looking for. But it's beautiful, and you should keep that very close
am
to you.
Jonas, are you gonna actually tell me what is going on?
Okay, so there is a fairy on one of Kyle's properties. She is badly injured and she is not in a very good place, and I wanted to collect some pretty things for her.
Okay. Okay. All right, I think I'm following. So this is all just a scheme to get them better? Or to get them feeling better, or?
Get them feeling better to where they'll actually want to get better. At this point, she's refusing medical attention. But
Okay.
also, she may not want a lot of people around. So I'm trying to figure that out. But I'm gonna go pick some flowers.
Right. Right. Okay. I think I'm following. Not at all, but I'm trying.
Perfect. Naomi, is it okay if I call you Naomi, Agent Pierce?
I suppose so, mostly because if it is found out what I'm doing, I'm fired anyways, if not worse. So court-martialed, maybe. You know how it is.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that.
It's fine. Just sometimes life takes unexpected turns, and it's sometimes just difficult to do the right thing.
Yeah, it is. But Naomi, there's going to be a lot of things that are going to happen today. And in my experience, the best thing for me has just been to roll with it. Because honestly, I don't understand 95% of the things that have been happening in my life.
Okay.
Was I
Like the
expecting
fact
to
that
find a bedazzler in my bedroom? No.
What? That's right. Thing from the 2000s. And then the fireball thing, is that one of those unexpected things as well?
In my hand?
Yes.
Yes, but that was a long time ago. But yes, those things. I gotta make a quick call. No? If you don't mind.
I mean, sure, of course.
Is Vanessa back?
Is Vanessa back? Nope.
No. Okay, I'm not gonna make a call. Let's go pick flowers.
Okay. Actually, with that, we should probably head to break, my dudes.
Okay, we will take a break and be back in about 10 minutes, and we'll find out what happens on that phone call. Be right back. Excuse me, we are back. We had to take care of some food situation with somebody. But yeah, we're back. Jonas and Mira, are you both back?
Yes.
We?
Jonas is calling you,
Yeah.
I think.
Mm-hmm.
Mira answers.
Hey, so I think Savoy and Doc are working it out, trying to find a way to keep Lily safe when she's here.
Yeah, okay. Sounds good. If you think that it's being dealt with appropriately. Is it being dealt with appropriately, Jonas?
Yes. But if something does happen, I just hope you know that I'll do whatever I can to protect Lily as well.
There's a brief pause, and then she sighs and just says, okay, I guess we'll deal with it as it comes, but we're almost there, so.
Sweet. I'll see you soon.
Okie doke. And she hangs up.
So Lily is really excited to be out of the house. Like officially. She's just like kicking her legs and everything. And she's just like, wow. I've been here before. I think I was here. I think twice. I think I was here like twice. I was here once to talk to. No, I wasn't here. It was the prince that was here, and he was talking to the drunk ladies. They weren't very nice. And then I was here just the other day. Well, except it wasn't me. It was Temryu again. It was the
Temryu
prince.
came back to the manor?
Yeah, to talk to the goblins that live in the backyard.
Do you know what he said to the goblins?
To help Miss Black? Because she was trapped?
Ah, all right. Well, that's fine then.
Yeah. Yeah, he felt bad. He felt bad about Miss Black.
But we'll take care of it.
Okay.
So Mira pulls in, I would assume, about then, because she doesn't live wholly that far, I don't think.
I'm glad she got another car. Maybe it's a rental.
Yes. or maybe she just stole it, because, you know.
Murdered someone, stole their car.
I'm not denying it, but
yes.
Can neither confirm nor deny, Senator.
Yeah.
But also no.
I'd like to plead the fifth, thank you.
So, you walk in with your pass, and
I would like to point out that poor little Lily, Mira still didn't think to buy her child clothes.
So she's still wearing Mira's shirt.
Mira has her in like a nice little shirt, but it's got like a belt at the waist, so it's a fully done up little little dress situation that she's got going on.
So so you walk through the door, and then Lily disappears.
Oh, for fuck's sake. And then she just bolts inside. She tries to find Savoy.
Savoy is sitting in the dining room.
Mira comes in and she doesn't look happy.
Savoy is like, what can I do for you?
Well, that is a wonderful question, Savoy. Your magic barrier zapped the human child. Where is she?
Okay. Hold on. We need to go and we need to ask Tilda a question, and then we will go get her. And Savoy stands up and walks into the kitchen and is like, Tilda!
Hi, Savoy. Hi, Mira.
Your protection upon the house has unknowingly zapped the small child into our holding cell.
Mira looks at Savoy and she's just like, the way in which you try to hash your words is absolutely astounding, Savoy. Where's the fucking human child, Tilda?
I know where the child is, but she's not going to be able to leave the room until we know whether or not she is able to leave the room. If the child is holding Mira's hand or is in continuous contact with Mira, who has the pass, will she not disappear? Or can we cobble something together?
As far as I know, the charms, I only designed them to work for one person. I didn't realize the child was here already. Or that them being some sort of horcrux, as Jonas put it, would cause that. Logistics that probably should have been discussed before bringing the child in. But at any rate,
I don't think that we even thought
fine.
that was going to be an issue.
I thought she was more or less a human child.
I'm pretty sure she still is, but whatever effect Temryu has on her has led us to this conversation. Are we able to lower those defenses until we find a resolution?
I could probably try and whip up another pass.
I'm sorry for
temporary one, maybe.
I'm sorry for interrupting your breakfast.
It's okay. I just discovered some sort of mushroom in the beignets from where that cabinet fell over, so we might have to order out.
The boy just like blanches.
It was really nice. And it was gonna be great, but somebody,
all right,
who shall remain nameless, dumped a bunch of stuff in my batter.
Listen, I hate wholly to interrupt whatever type of human squabble this might be. However, the child has disappeared and she is not here now, and therefore I'm going to have to ask you to shut up and bring me to her.
Okay.
Okay, Mira, can I see your guest pass?
Oh no.
Does Mira know? Like, obviously, she was told that she needed an item, right? Would she know the difference then?
I don't think Tilda gave her the details.
Tilda didn't.
Oh no.
I mean, it might be obvious, but that's up to you two. But Tilda didn't specify instructions.
I would say Mira just looks to Savoy. Because
Savoy
she trusts Savoy
like,
entirely more.
Savoy's like, Mira, hold on to that pass. We're gonna go get the kid. Tilda, you can ask Barney to order breakfast for everybody, and he will not judge you, and neither will I, for whatever catastrophe Jonas caused in the room. Regardless, we're going to go get the kid, and I will stay down there with them, or while you think of something, or you can, I don't know, you can meet us down there or whatever. We'll see.
Sure. I was just thinking the most expedient route to get Mira to the child.
We'll just walk down the stairs. It's not too bad.
That's totally fine. I will get started on a temporary one for the kid and have Barney order stuff, and then I'll just make sure that there's absolutely nobody in the kitchen the next time I cook.
I apologize that your breakfast didn't go as planned. I will see you in a little bit.
It's okay.
And Savoy gives her like a cute smile and walks off with Mira.
Tilda gives Savoy a wink before running off to go find Barney.
So Savoy then leads Mira into, like, there's a closet area next to the stairs. They open up the closet area, which is actually a staircase into the basement, and head down into the basement.
On the way down, Mira sidelong looks at Savoy, and she's just like, "So, are you involved with the human now?"
Oh, I'm going to refrain from answering this at this time.
Well, great. Let's just go.
So, Savoy, they get down, and it's they walk through a wine cellar and through a dirt cellar, and kind of deeper within the basement of the home, there is a cement room, and it's very clearly like it is a block of cement in the dirt. And Savoy goes to open the door, and there's Lily.
I think this is what they call being punked. Did I get punked? Because my brother would punk me.
I'm so sorry,
I'm absolutely sorry, Lily. I was not informed that you would be zapped into, and she looks around, a most distasteful concrete prison.
I was punked.
Savoy kneels in front of the little girl, is like, I am so sorry, Lily. I should have been more thoughtful on the matter. I'm going to try something. We're going to keep the door open and see if this works around what we have installed. Mira, would you mind having Lily hold the token pass with you to see if she can leave the room until
Yeah, Mira holds it out for Lily.
So both of you roll, well, one of you. You can decide between yourself who does the rolling, but roll magic. Yeah. Roll weird.
It really doesn't matter because we're both maxed out on weird.
You guys are fucking weird.
Yeah, hell yeah. Although I do have a good track record with my magic. Would you like me to do
Masig.
It's a good thing that the pass is so big now, because now they can both comfortably hold it.
Screwed it.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
Oh, this was course.
There are 8 d6 available to the cast, by the way, just saying.
Yeah, I'm gonna use one of those. Oh boy.
How bad was it, dude?
I got snake eyes the first time.
Oh shit.
But that was significantly better, so I got a 9.
Okay. Mixed success. So there is definitely resistance. As you both kind of try to work your way around this. Like, Lily's definitely having issues. And the more that she struggles, the more something kind of changes. And then Tamir's like, what in the fresh hell are we doing?
You see the disgust on Savoy's face.
Yep, that voice coming from a child body.
Mira like squints at Lily. And she's like, Tamriel, how nice of you to join us. We're currently trying to get the human child out of magic prison.
It'll one shot kill you.
Magic prison. You put my child in magic prison.
I didn't do anything.
Tamriel.
I just know that there was magic, and now I'm awake.
Tamriel, I apologize for disturbing you. So,
you could entirely just go back to sleep.
Well, I'm awake now, and clearly this is more interesting than whatever was happening while I was resting, so...
Savoy...
I'll stay for the party.
Savoy folds their arms across their chest and says, Well, it's a pleasure to meet you not drunk and not secondhand. We're attempting to resolve a little bit of an issue with our safety net around the house, and I'm sorry if that disturbed you.
Why so much animosity?
Was that not clear?
Hmm.
Mira gives Savoy a very distinct shut the fuck up look.
What? I mean, what in the world did I even ever do to you? We've only had one conversation, and I recall you being very rude at the time. But you were drunk, so I can give it a pass. You were drunk. I can give it a pass. For now.
So, Temryu, now that you are here, would you like
Yes.
to help us remove Lily from the magic prison?
Do you have my book?
Yes, Mira would have had the foresight to bring the book because she knows that Temryu often speaks through Lily while the book is present.
Yes.
So she, where would she have put it? Maybe
Does
she
she
left
have
it
a
in the
bag?
car.
Oh, shit.
No, yeah, no, she doesn't. She doesn't keep a bag with her.
What if Lily
Okay.
was holding it?
Lily was not holding it.
Damn it.
Well, no book.
Yeah.
No book, no can help, I'm afraid. My hands are literally and figuratively tied.
Well, the book, we have the book. It's in the car. I don't know if I trust the two of you to stay relatively close to each other in proximity while I run to get it.
I will
Well.
behave, Savoy says.
Let's just hope that I have enough energy to keep this up before you get back, shall we? Don't dilly-dally now.
Mira briefly considers taking her dead-ass time just because he's a dick in his wording. But she does quickly make haste to go run outside and grab the book from the car.
And so Temryu, I guess, kind of stands there in quiet for a moment. Just this little girl. And then she actually does turn to Savoy and say, "What was that? What's that beep? What's going on? What are you doing? You fools."
I posted
what?
something in Roll20.
Okay. Yes.
That's probably what it was.
Okay.
All right. So, yeah. So Temryu's quiet for a moment, and he's like, "So, this is the first conversation we've really had since the last one was such a bust."
It's true.
Actually, Savoy, you've talked to him. I mean, you've talked to him with Zahil. Like, Zahil's talked to him a few times.
Yes.
One through the necklace, one through the music box. You talked to him through the music box.
Right.
So this is not your like.
Not
This
my
is
first
you've talked to him a
rodeo.
few times. Yeah. So not your first rodeo. So the fact that he says that is a little odd.
Savoy says, I talked to you through the music box. And
Oh, you found my music box. Oh, that's wonderful. You wouldn't happen to want to give that back now, would you?
no, not yet.
I
wouldn't mind a little bit more information while Mira is running to go get this. What is it do these pieces of you make? If we put them all together, what happens to you?
Well, allow me to put it this way. We are unfortunately engaged in a war, whether we want to or not. That I'm sure you are aware, as you have a fairy friend living within you. I, unfortunately, am stuck in this territory, which happens to be your territory. I'm trying to decide if humans are worth trying again after I was so horribly disappointed the first time. So
What
this is the only
happened
way I can find.
to disappoint you so thoroughly in humankind?
I mean, it's currently still untested.
Well, I mean, aside from being, chased out of the country and into our various little hidey holes.
Humans are apt to punish the things that they don't understand.
Yes. But there is much more than that. As humans literally ripped me apart.
So the humans put you in these pieces that are now scattered all around Springfield.
More or less, yes.
So you didn't answer my question though. What happens when all your pieces are united? Sahil said that you promised them that they would be a ruler of of your territory. They would be king, and they would not have to deal with me any longer.
When did I ever say that? I don't recall ever talking to your Zaheel friend.
Zaheel found the necklace.
Oh, you found my locket. Excellent. Well, then you've been quite busy, it seems. He reaches up and starts touching his lips. There's like purple stuff that's starting to drip down.
I would say probably at this point you hear heels on the steps. She's a fast girl.
Savoy backs up and lets Mira come in, allowing that to be the end of the conversation.
Oh, good. You have my book.
Yes, it was in the car, like I told you.
Yes, well, I was asleep. Now, you wouldn't mind to hand that over, would you, Mira?
And she does so.
Excellent. It's the
What
book.
could possibly go wrong?
Well, you know what? In Mira has seen Lily use the book time and time again. She doesn't give a shit.
So Lily takes the book, and there's like her hair like picks up and starts doing swirls and things like that. And then simply with a gesture, the seals that Tilda had painstakingly taken all this time to create, they're just scratched out.
Fuck. Oh.
After that, Lily collapses.
Mira immediately goes and scoops her up.
Mira, Lily's just like, I think he's taking another nap. Yeah.
Let's go get some breakfast.
Food is nice.
Mira makes sure that Lily's okay to stand up by herself.
She's a little shaky. Very kind of tired. But she seems okay. I am so sorry.
That's okay.
Mira hands Lily the book again and then puts like a protective hand on her back to kind of lead her up towards the stairs.
Savoy will close the door to the concrete room behind them and head up the stairs.
The book is dripping a little as you walk. Just purple drips. Also roll cool, Savoy.
Okay.
Is that a warm-up
Love
for
that.
the cackling you're going to have to do eventually?
Yes. Where did it go? Did it roll? Oh, look at that. I got a 3.
For Jesus' sake, Yasmin.
So, Rowan, what does that mean?
What does a 14 mean?
3.
A 3 means the heel has woken up.
I was hoping.
In the stairwell? Are you kidding me?
It's like you can hear, like, Savoy has fallen several steps behind, and you can almost hear the two-sided conversation that they're having about the little girl and what we talked about, and just like this roar of discontent and frustration. And suddenly it's Zaheel standing at the bottom of the steps with Mira and Lily at the top of the steps. And you can just hear like the faintest sound of Savoy saying, "Get her out!"
So,
Dear.
Mira is it Zaheel?
Zaheel.
And that protective hand. What?
It is Zaheel, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. She moves her hand to Lily's shoulder and kind of squeezes a little bit, and then instead of running immediately, she rips off. No, she rips off her very shiny necklace and throws it down the stairs at Zaheel.
Singularly minded, Zaheel jumps after it.
Mira like turns up her nose and she's just like, "Yes, pretty birdie, get the shiny necklace." And then she turns and walks Lily out.
Closing the door behind her, probably.
Yes.
There is a lock on the door, by the way. You may use that.
Okay, yeah, that's a thing. She turns the lock.
Oh.
So it's safe to say this terrible, terrible cackling bubbles up from the floorboards from underneath the house. And everybody knows. Everybody knows what's happening.
Faith, Selena was already out in the garden. Faith wakes up to that, and he's just like, "God damn it. This is the new part of living here. Like, if this is part of living here that I have to wake up to that, I might have to rethink this."
That asshole.
You know it. So when they walk, like, at this point, the beignets that Tilda ordered have come in, and the coffee, and Barney is helping lay it out. So Lily plods in with Mira and says, "Hi, the giant bird is now locked into the basement."
The what?
The giant bird. They're locked in the basement. I didn't lock them there.
Oh,
Thanks for that clarification, Lily.
I'll be back. Tilda goes down to the basement.
Her shoulder squeeze.
What'd you say, Vanessa? My audio glitched when you were talking.
Oh no, I said Mira just gives Lily a nice little tiny squeeze on the shoulder, just like, "Thanks for the clarification, kid."
Lily's like, "I don't want them thinking that I'm bad."
They won't think that you're bad. It's okay.
Nobody thinks Lily is bad.
Everyone treats me like I'm bad sometimes. I mean, I've been locked in a room like a bad person who did a bad thing.
Oh.
So I don't want people thinking I'm bad and locking me in another room like they did. So
No, we're gonna try and keep you out of.
should I have said that I was the one to do it so that they wouldn't think that you're bad?
No, Lily, you shouldn't have done that.
Zahil's just an asshole.
She like looks at Lily and she's like, that big bird has caused us lots of trouble in the past, and nobody's gonna think any less of you, or really, I don't think anybody's going to even bat an eyelash at the fact that we locked the bird in the stairwell. So
Do you think that the bird just needs a friend?
maybe, but it's not going to be us right now.
Okay.
Maybe
What about
later,
what
though.
about that man that you brought? He was nice.
Jonas? Yes, he's nice. You can be friends with Jonas.
No, do you think he could be friends with the bird that's locked in the basement?
Maybe.
Was it because I was bad that I was locked in the basement?
No. There's magic that is protecting the house, and we didn't know that the magic was going to affect you like that. So that was just an accident. It's nothing that you did.
I was an accident.
No. Mira just looks around the room. She's like, "Good talk, kid." No,
Barney's
no.
just kind of.
She just looks around the
Barney's
room and
just
she's
kind
like,
of pausing
"Yeah."
and looking at her, and is just like, right. Miss Mira, do you want me to go grab Jonas for you?
Sure.
So anyways, so yeah, I guess after all of that snafu, finally breakfast happens. And when Naomi walks in,
You just leave Savoy and Zahil in the basement.
well, I mean, Tilda's taking care of it. I'm assuming that Tilda takes care of it.
All right.
Tilda, could you bring back that necklace on your way?
No, it's Zahil's now. It was a present.
Okay. Tilda takes care of it.
So when Naomi walks in with Jonas, she stops when she sees Lily and goes,
Oh, I was muted. Sorry.
have you been talking this whole time?
I was talking for a little bit. I was like, yeah, Tilda's going downstairs. Like, and then I was like, so is Tilda like? Are we going to Tilda and Zahil, or are we staying upstairs? And I was muted the whole time I was talking.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to ignore you.
I was like, wait a minute. Is nobody hearing me? Oh, crap.
Mute is a thing.
Yeah, sorry.
No sweat.
No
We're
worries.
just going to say
It's fine, we can do
that
whatever.
Tilda
They figured out.
talks Zahil down.
Yes.
Okay, that works.
So
As
we
Tilda
actually get to
does.
breakfast at some time in this century.
It's taken us 2 hours to get to breakfast.
God damn it, you guys. We're gonna
We
start
did
at
all wake
breakfast.
up at fucking 6 or 7:30.
Who does that?
Not at me going to bed at
Anyways.
6.
Oh jeez. Yes, I know you do that, man. Anyways, so as Naomi walks in, she stops in her tracks when she sees Lily. And is like, is that Jonas?
Yes.
Were you aware that that was one of the children in the murder case?
Yes.
You knew about this.
a little bit.
Okay, listen. I am trying so hard with all of you. You know, I'm bending rules, breaking rules, doing whatever. Just how much do I have to give for this? I'm just how deep does this rabbit hole go? Just can I ask that up front, maybe?
It goes super
Maybe.
deep, as in we know about a war that will completely change life as we know it. So you don't have to worry about that court martial.
Oh, what? Faith walks in
Basically-
and sits down.
Oh my
It's like, you
God.
get used to it.
Hey, Faith.
Hey, morning. You know, Savoy says if I'm gonna work here, I can't call you jackass, but that's what I really wanted to call you right then. I mean, you did kind of break my store, but you know,
Excuse me, I did not break your store. I actually left you $100 for 2 of your t-shirts.
you did what? Hold on, what? Wait, hold on. What?
Yeah. Maybe your mom has the 100 though.
We've not been home.
Oh,
Our
well,
house and our store has been broken into, and Savoy has said that we stay here until the whole mimic thing, that's taken care of.
well, when you get home, there's $100 for you.
For my shirts, I'm not like. Do you like them? Do you think
mean-
like I could sell them? Like really?
Are you meaning to tell me that Faith loses his claws when he shows insecurity about his own designs?
Maybe.
100%.
I actually think they're pretty good. I don't like wearing
Oh.
things on my t-shirts, but
You
I
don't like
definitely think you
wearing-
could that you could sell those.
Okay, I mean, Mom said if there was enough interest, like we could probably sell them in the store. I mean, I wanted to open a tattoo parlor and sell them there, maybe, but that ain't happening, especially with like nobody in this fucking town. But I mean, if you think so,
Yeah. Actually, you should see if those goblins out back would want some tattoos.
wait, hold on. There's goblins out back. Since when?
I can't remember. Did I have orange juice this morning?
Oh, what?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, sorry.
Wait, was that Jonas or
That was
Riley saying
Jonas.
that? Oh, sorry. Sorry.
And then he leans it towards Faith. He's like, don't drink the orange juice.
You mean the mimosas?
What the hell is a mimosa?
Oh my
You
God.
can't be fucking serious right now.
Oh my
I grew
God.
up in like a tiny apartment with my 8 siblings, so
Oh, so you're Mormon.
what's a Mormon?
Oh, you're gonna kill me here.
Never mind.
But
Uh,
basically, I'm too poor to afford anything fancy like a mimosa.
you literally have a friend that's a goddamn billionaire. Learn what a mimosa is, for God's sake. Like, I'm pretty sure like Savoy has like magazines with different drinks and drink mixes
Wait,
around
it a really safe time to say that it's probably not Savoy who comes back, but a very, very quiet Zahil?
Fair enough. Oh yeah. Hey, listen, Bird. I don't remember your name.
Thanks so much, Michael.
Uh,
Sorry, one sec. You're gonna like this, Rowan. Michael just donated $2 more, so you get another D6.
thank you. Thank you very much. Hey, listen, Bird. So it turns out that stairwell is right under my room. Can you I don't know, laugh quieter? Is that too much to ask?
Wait, I think I might have missed something. Is Zahil and Tilda back up from the
Yes.
basement?
Yes.
You've been let out of your basement
Okay, sorry.
prison now.
We're
And
just
Zahil.
going
I
to
missed that part.
blanket that with Tilda handles the situation.
Yes.
Okay. I think I know how Tilda and Zahil would resolve that.
So yeah, no. Faith was just sassing Zahil about being quieter, laughing quieter,
Okay.
dialing it down a little. And Naomi is just dumbfounded. Just like,
What
Wait.
the fuck is that?
Jonas leans
Hold on,
over to
Jonas?
Naomi.
Jonas,
Yes.
don't fucking tell me that this is the bird god that you were talking about.
Shh, don't say it so loud. They'll hear you.
Zahil looks over at Naomi and just puts a hand on the table and leans over and is like, a god, you say?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Mira rolls her eyes and she's like, well, now you've done it.
Tilda
I-
just completely deadpan goes, all hail the bird god.
All right.
And Jonas lifts his water glass and is like, yay, bird god! And then like a bird, he tries to drink and guzzle this down like a bird getting a worm from its mama's mouth.
Mira just looks at this boy.
Roll cool for this action to make sure you don't choke and die.
10.
Am I
10. You
rolling
don't choke and die somehow.
All the
It's
while,
up
Mira
to you.
is looking at this child like, are you fucking with me?
And Lily's just like, oh, I didn't know that you were a guide. I
And
think
Mira's
the
like,
prince is a
no,
guide.
no. Lily, sweetheart,
what?
no.
What?
No.
Oh.
The heel is not a god.
Oh.
Oh.
The prince is a god, I think. I think he was. I think he is. I don't know what, though. I think he said something about that. I might remember.
Hey, Lily, when the prince comes out to play again, will you tell him that I want to play a game with him?
What kind of game? Like, hide and go seek?
Like
I used to play that around the castle a lot.
a game that he likes to play type of game.
He likes playing chess.
Yes, like chess.
He tried to teach me chess. I wasn't any good. I don't know what other games he likes to play. Like, he talked a lot about a lot of games. I think fairies play weird games. Well, you just missed him, by the way, because he was here, but he's sick, so he had to go.
Oh.
And Naomi's looking at this child like, what?
So, Naomi, remember what I said? It's gonna be a lot.
I'm gathering that.
Basically, this god, as she says, kidnapped her and possibly is the one responsible for her family's deaths.
Excuse me?
that's information that you don't really need to know, right?
This is, you know, what I've spent a lot of time. Whoa!
Holy crap, Gwen, thank you. Sorry to butt in. That's 2 advantages, a borrowed success, and a d6 to the cast. Thank you very much, Gwen.
Thank you so much.
Wow, Gwen.
So this is just a normal day for all of you. And Faith says, yep, pretty much. I mean, my mom's a nutter and has known Savoy and her issues for ever. I mean, this is like one of the first times we've met the bird one face to face. But, you know, yeah, we've been a part of that forever. So welcome to the party, pal.
There's just a growl. Just a growl.
Yeah.
As
All right, McLean.
Zahil pretends to play nice.
Reference secured, Rowan.
Yeah, welcome to the party, pal. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Anyways.
Oh my god.
100%.
Oh, Michael! Jeez, you guys!
Holy crap, you guys.
You guys, you're too nice.
Oh,
Thank you so much. Thank you all very much. To cast, so that's another borrowed success to the cast.
Okay, so what do you guys want to discuss over breakfast? I mean, everyone's here. So boy, you can roll cool if you want to turn back.
let's see how that goes for me.
Jonas would want to propose
Nope.
playing the prince's game.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
It's a hard no.
Oh my gosh.
Zahil is here.
Zahil's here to
stay.
stay for a little bit.
Mira deliberately ushers Lily to the opposite side of the table.
Like, you know, they look soft. I think they're soft. Can I pet them?
No, Lily, you cannot.
Oh.
This is not a friendly
Okay.
bird.
Zahil
Oh, yeah.
looks at Lily and says, I have made agreements wherein the child is not in harm's way until further notice. I may be pet.
And literally,
Tilda just pats on the head.
Mira looks like she's
Lily, like,
considering.
Lily brightens and actually, like, before Mira can say anything, she, like, slips under the table.
Mira curses under her breath and follows Lily around to the other side. Not under the table, just around the table.
You've got too much dignity.
Yes.
And then, yeah, so Lily just kind of, like, ruffles the feathers.
Also, I would like to point out that Zahil is wearing the necklace.
Oh, I had no doubt. Once Lily is done ruffling the feathers, Mira decidedly ushers her back to her seat.
So you remember
Aw.
those precious raven purr noises?
Yeah.
This is that point that you get to hear them. Like
Aw.
this weird chortling purr of just like content from Zahil.
They're soft.
Mira's just like, that's nice.
That's nice
Okay,
here.
so Jonas, so I guess you're just trying to find a good opening, or do you just throw it out there, just like, we should play the princess game?
Just
28
kind of
stabberings.
waiting for a good opening.
Mm-hmm. Well, everyone's just eating, just small
Okay.
talk.
So last night, Mira and I were able to talk to Temryu for a second. And I think that we should play along with his game.
Good opening title of Jonas's sex tape. Alex. Tilda, you've been quiet.
Yes. Yes. Tilda has just been mostly keeping an eye on Zahil. Just
Who is rolling on the floor under the sweet, sweet caresses of a small, tiny human.
So I think that's probably where most of her attention is, but she is kind of half paying attention to the conversation as well.
Yes. Jonas just blurts that out,
So
though.
she'll, what was it that Jonas blurted out again? Sorry. What was it?
That they should play along with Temryu's game.
Oh, okay. Yes, I did hear that. I thought maybe I missed something. So yeah, Tilda probably would have something to say on it and just be like, so why are we playing the split up ferryman's game exactly?
I think that he might be our best bet. The war has to happen. And if he's put together and has compassion and can remember, maybe that would be a good option.
Do you guys want to see him? Do you guys want to like actually see him? Do you guys want to like go to the castle and see him?
What?
Jonas is all down for this idea.
I mean, maybe you kind of know what he looks like and everything, but you can see him.
What do you mean see him? Like we go to the castle or you show us a picture of him?
I can draw a picture, but I mean, with our book, the prince can open doors to the world. You can see for yourself what it's like there, and why he doesn't want to be there anymore.
Mira's trying to hide the fact that she looks very intrigued by the thought of going back to a fairy realm.
Zahil is also like arms laid on the table, head sticking out, being like, and there's more?
Mira takes off one of her rings and rolls it across Zahil's field of vision.
Zahil chases after it.
Oh my god.
If that's possible, I'd love to. But if we leave here, who's protecting here?
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know.
I can stay behind if you all want to go on this interesting jaunt into Fairyland.
You don't want to come?
Well, literally every interaction I've had with some fey creature has ended up with me either in the hospital or being verbally assaulted or something like that. The only exception being Zahil. Somewhat. So I just don't think would be very safe there.
Ooh.
Oh, thank you for the
Thank you so
raid.
much for that raid.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. Raid. Thank you.
We love to see it.
So, Lily's like, well, I mean, I just know that you, well, not you, but you were someone else, and just points at Zahil. You were like not nice about the prince. Exactly. But no, I think you liked him, maybe. But maybe you can understand then why, or not. I don't know. But we could do it.
Well, the boy might have some faith, but I don't.
I think he likes you.
Well, good. I like me too.
Naomi's just like, are they always like this?
Yes.
Is this, so this is
Actually, they're in a very good mood today.
I'm still okay. What? How does... Okay. And Faith's like, hey, listen, I mean, now that me and my mom are involved with this whole fairyland thing, or whatever, this nightmare hellscape that you've sent us into, we could probably do something as well. I'm just saying.
That would actually be super helpful.
What I'm saying is, y'all should fuck off. My life's been super fucking weird with you guys around. I'm kind of sick of it.
Zahil just like schmoozes in Faith's direction and says, "Oh, but you like it. Think of the artistic suffering you'll experience."
Yeah, that
In this
artistic suffering.
one instance,
Go ahead.
in this one instance, Tilda is encouraging Zahil.
Tilda, no.
Yeah, that artistic suffering is like mostly migraines. It turns out. You know, I thought like actually getting involved with this stuff, it would be like way more cool. It's just exhausting.
You mortals are so weak.
Yeah, well, we have better things to deal with, like...
For once, Mira doesn't look like she wants to kill herself every time Zahil opens its mouth. She kind of agrees.
Yeah, well, we like... I've got better things to worry about, like, you know, my craft. Opening a tattoo shop, maybe. I guess my new job with your other half, whatever. And I don't
Tilda's
get
gonna
why this is so funny.
interject there as well, just to mess with Zahil and go, I didn't hire you for anything, Faith.
Oh. What? Well, I thought...
I did not get them.
Just like tips over, laying on the ground.
Mira sits back in her chair and she's like, great, now the bird's on the floor.
Normally birds go in the sky, I think.
Mira like pats Lily's head. She's like, that is absolutely correct, dear. Birds do
Zahil's
belong in the
eyes
sky.
Poke
So-
up from over the table and is like, "Not all birds can fly, small human."
Mira looks Zahil dead in
That's
the
okay.
eyes and just goes,
That's okay. I
how
can't fly
unfortunate for you.
Oh no.
Like shark teeth.
Mira rolls another
so-
ring.
Okay. So, Jonas,
Yes.
Lily actually looks at you. It's like, so you guys know what the game is, right?
We find the pieces.
You find the pieces of the prince and you put together, but there's more, you know, to the game.
Jonas thinks about this and says, I would like to know more, but I also want to be able to talk to the prince to propose my own rules to the game.
He's sleeping now. I don't think he's going to be up again. He used up all his energy.
What's more to the game, Lily?
You just got to be nice. He has his challenges with his court, right? So he has the ogre and the goblins. They're one court, and they're on the big cancel. And then there is Miss Black and her babies. And there were another one. And then there was a third one. I can't remember what they look like. But he puts on these, like, they're the games. Like, you know how there was last year there was on the TV, there was the sports with the ice skating and the swimming and the it's like that. They're like the different sports, and you got to, and he watches and sees how humans handle each one and what they do. And then he decides if you're worth saving. Or he also could send in his armies and kill people.
Lily, how can I talk to him?
Can't
Can I tell
write.
you?
Yeah, I can. Oh, I know. So Lily pulls out the book and lays it open on the table and takes a crayon from her pocket. It's like half melted.
Okay, Lily, could you please write for me?
Okay.
So, say, Your Highness.
She writes, you are HINES.
Very close. Good job, Lily. I would like to talk about the rules of the game with you as soon as you're feeling better. Sincerely, Jonas.
Mira looks over at Jonas and she's like, are you asking her to write a novel, Jonas?
Would like
I'm shortening it as much as I can.
to
Maybe don't say it all at once.
That's probably true. I would like to talk to you.
I would like to
oh no.
I would like, guys, make sure that you're watching Roll20.
I'm watching.
I am also. This is
Billy, would it work
delightful.
if I wrote Emmett?
No, I can do it. I can do it. I would like to talk to
Tilda is watching the whole time, by the
To
way,
you.
pinching the bridge of her nose, going,
you.
"Dear God in heaven."
I would like to talk to you.
Sincerely, Jonas.
Sincerely, Jonas, are you kidding?
Fine.
Are you really
Love
gonna make this?
Jonas.
She draws a heart. Joe. The message, you can appear now.
Oh my gosh.
Roll20's been struggling lately with so many people playing more games right now.
Jonas.
It's actually not bad.
Oh goodness.
There.
Perfect.
I would like to talk to you, Jonas. Yes. I'm 4.
That was very, very
No,
good.
I'm 6. I lied. I'm good at lying.
Obviously.
Me too.
Tilda's gonna quip there and be like, "Oh, good to see Mira's teaching you something, I guess."
What? Oh, Mira's taught me that Pop-Tarts are really good.
Pop-Tarts.
Mira narrows her eyes at Tilda and she's like, yes, Pop-Tarts are very good.
You don't eat them, you drink blood.
That is also correct, Lily. Thank you.
Tilda's
And
just
Naomi's just like,
smirking.
excuse me. You do what?
It was consensual, Naomi.
Wow.
I mean, different strokes for different folks, I suppose. So, the rules of what rules do you want to give? Because I can remember them for him.
For every piece of him that we bring back to him, we want information on how we can defeat him if he doesn't have the compassion that he's hoping to have.
Oh, so you want to know, like, his weaknesses?
Yes, but I promise not to use them unless he breaks his promises.
Oh. I know that his sides are ticklish. That's what Miss Black said.
Oh.
Crap, Miss Black! Oh my gosh.
Zahil purrs and says, "You mean the ungainly creature that I spared in the Airbnb?" And they look all hoity-toity.
Mira looks over and she's like,
It's like,
simmer down, bird.
Zahil just gives her like a snap of their teeth.
Simmer, that's what you do with soup. And Faith is like, okay, listen, here's my question. And if we can like answer this like anytime in the next century, this would be great. But like, why in the fuck did some sort of like prince or all-powerful god or whatever decide that he, you know, should take on this 3-year-old as his like acolyte or whatever? It's really kind of starting to get on my nerves.
Mira puts
magic.
a hand on Lily's hair, and she won't say anything because Jonas has got it.
Oh, Mira can say something if she wants to.
No, all she was going to say was that children are far more inclined to be able to see magic than adults. So,
Yes.
same thing.
It's like, okay,
And Jonas
that's
would
fair.
second that.
All right. So Naomi's like, wait, who's Miss? Wait, hold on. Which one's Miss Black? Like, what about? Is that the fairy that you were mentioning that was injured in the house that wants to die?
The mimic.
Yes.
Yeah.
She doesn't really want a lot of people around. So I don't know if you'll get to see her or meet her.
And I was like, that's completely fine with me. I'm still a little I'm still processing a lot. And still trying to figure out what I should say to the agency about this. So
We could fake your death.
what? No. You want
Hey,
more agents? That's how you get more agents.
Quick add a question character for you, Rowan.
Sure.
Would this be an ideal time for maybe Tilda to mention that she knows somebody who's used to dealing with law enforcement and Fae that maybe could help?
Sure, if you want.
Okay. Let's see. Tilda will go, I know somebody who's not exactly law enforcement, but deals with law enforcement a lot, who's reportedly had some dealings with Faith. She might be able to give you some advice on what to tell people with official reports.
I mean, that's extremely sketchy, and I'm wondering why do you know this person? But anyway,
They've helped. She's just helped me recover some artifacts and things that were stolen. She's a private eye.
a private eye. That could work. Actually,
I think I've got one of her cards like up in my room. I'll find it and give it to you. Sometime later today.
okay.
You can give them a call if you want.
That's all right. Sure. So, so what are you planning on doing about Miss Black again, Jonas? You said you wanted to give the shiny things, right?
Pretty things.
Pretty things, right? Zahil, you can go ahead and turn back now if you want.
Excellent, because the heel has been dormant for long enough, they just get bored.
Yeah.
The feathers molt off of Zahil and recede back into their skin until Zahil is the only one, or Savoy is the only one standing there. And
Mira
Savoy
actually
brushes
looks
off. Go on.
I was just going to say, Mira actually looks kind of not bad in the way of being happy to see Savoy. Like, she doesn't hate it.
Progress!
Yeah.
Savoy dusts off their shoulders and says, Tilda, I can also put in a phone call for this contact that you have. Lily, I think that it would be very pertinent for us, or at least you guys, to go and visit the castle with the king. I don't know how realistic it will be for me to go, considering my circumstances. And I apologize for the interruption. Savoy sits down.
Oh, thank God you're
Tilda's-
back from Faith.
Tilda's gonna go over to Savoy and just like make sure they're okay, and she'll just chime in. Well, if Savoy's staying here, I'm staying here.
Lily says, the castles are fun.
I understand that castles are fun, but I have
I like castles. I like the castle. It's good. It's a good castle. Your house is also kind of a castle, huh? It's big.
There's lots of rooms. And I feel that it's pertinent to remind everybody sitting at this table that if they do need a place to stay, my house is open for whatever needs to be done. However you need to use it, you may take it.
Mammy's like, so anyways, this Miss Black.
Oh yes, Miss Black. Till then I had an unfortunate experience meeting Miss Black. Before Jonas and Mira did. And Zahil, who you met briefly just earlier, got a little too excited. And we should decide and figure out what we do from here on out. I don't believe that she will be very willing to see me.
Well, Miss Black and the prince, I think they were in love at some point, maybe. It was like a fairy tale, I hear. And
Aren't they both fairies?
yes, they're fairies, but only Miss Black has a tail.
It's adorable.
Mira looks at the camera like this is an episode of The fucking Office.
And the only part that felt more like compassion was the music box that was a gift to Miss Black when there was only 2 pieces of the prince left. So she likes her music box because it reminds her that not everyone hates her.
I have the music box upstairs. And we can return that to her if that is what is necessary.
But also Temryu and the game, it is a part of Temryu, and you said you wanted to return all the parts to him.
Well, we don't know yet. Parts. So Zahil and my experiences with the parts, we've interacted with Tenryu on a handful of occasions, but with these different parts, and each time, like speaking with Lily this morning, the Tenryu that we spoke with did not recognize that I had spoken with them in any capacity.
Well, you see, they don't remember. They all have like an idea. They all want to get back together, like magnets or pieces of a puzzle.
Right. So they all want to be together, but they all have different reasons for wanting to be together. Is that correct?
It's more like when you're on a car trip and mommy and daddy are in the front seats and they're arguing over which direction's the right way. And daddy says, no, it's this way, but mommy says, I know better, it's this way. And so then you stop at the gas station and they're not talking to each other, and instead they buy us candy, and then they don't talk and they get lost. It's like that.
Okay. So
Oh, sweet child, you are so lucky that Miras is your parents now.
Long live Maris.
So
Maris.
Savoy takes a deep breath and says, these different parts all believe that they're going to get to this one destination in different ways.
Yeah, well, they know what they want, and what they want is to be one part again. But like the book one thinks that either humans should rule or either he should rule, and that there's not really a way to have both rule, but doesn't think it's fair that that the fairies just take over, but also doesn't know if humans want to rule. And then, I mean, if humans are good to rule, because humans do bad things and are mean and are bad and broke his heart and are terrible, and he says that a lot. Anyways, but he's giving them a chance because you live here for so long and you don't live long lives like fairies do. But he wants the chance. And then the necklace, I think he told me, is like passions, inspires. It makes fire.
Yeah, I gathered. And thank God we didn't make fire that day.
And the music box was a very small part of, like, what's the word when you feel like the mama bear, right?
Protection?
The what?
Protection?
Protection. Yeah. You want to, like, protect. And we kind of know how the others feel, but we don't know everything. We can kind of know. And that's why when a new part of Temeru appears, we tell Mira, we say, find our locket or find our book. And in fact, Tilda, you recognize the book that Lily has now drawn in crayon in.
Yes. Yeah, she does. She doesn't say anything. She already knew Mira had it, so
fair enough.
So she's just like fine, whatever.
Lily, what are the
Internal screaming.
What are the other objects?
I don't know. I don't know until they appear.
And how do they appear?
They appear over time. The more he interacts with people, they surface like fish. When you go fishing and they do the jump, because they know that he's here. but they've all been lost for so long.
Hi, Rom.
And we don't know what they look like because they weren't objects before.
Gotcha.
They were people before. So we don't know, but we'll know.
Okay. Savoy gets a call and has to step out for just a moment. I will be right back.
No worries. So, Jonas,
Mm-hmm.
you're kind of leading this meeting. What?
Yeah. So, I think that those of us who wish to should meet with Temryu to talk. If you are all comfortable with me being a sort of liaison to negotiate.
That's a big word. And Naomi's like, I mean, as far as I can tell, like, the only people who seem to really understand what's going on so far, I mean, Savoy obviously is the leader of the town, but you seem to have a lot of experience with these things. So, I mean, that's fine with me.
Okay.
I'm not sure I'm thrilled with the whole idea of let's give, the big guy in charge that's leading the invasion all the pieces that he needs to be whole again and just hope the right version of him ends up popping out. It seems like we're risking a whole lot more than he is for this exchange, but I don't really have an alternative that I think any of you would really like, so I'm gonna say go for it.
Just want you to know, Doc, I'm going to do what I can to make sure not all of the power is with him.
That'd be good. It's always good to have a contingency plan.
Mira seems to have no opinion as of right now.
All right. Well, if this is settled,
This game is so hard.
Mira, would you like to come with me to go visit Miss Black?
Song is really, really good.
Sure.
All right. And then with that, I think we'll probably wrap it up.
I'm going to do what I can to make sure not all of the power.
Okay.
So, yeah. So next time we will deal with Miss Black, and hopefully that will be the end of this chapter.
Awesome. Well, that was lovely. Before we do go on a raid, we're gonna raid. Yes, they're still on. They're still on by the time we get done with our stuff. We're gonna go raid Scraticus. They're running another tabletop over there. Before we do, let's give everybody a chance to talk about their favorite parts and where we can find them next. So let's start with you, Rowan. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? And anything else that you'd like to share?
Just the breakfast shenanigans with Jonas running around doing his secret mission. That was funny. And just everything Barney. Just the amount of sass. Like, he knows his place, but he just has enough sass and can get away with it. It's also really fun doing Joffrey's voice. That was funny.
That was fun. Where can we find you next?
You will find me next time for the last episode of Badlands. So that'll be Saturday.
Yeah, series finale. So sad. That's also gonna be really good. Cool. Next we've got Vanessa. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? And anything else that you'd like to share?
My favorite part was when Mira threw the necklace at Zahil, and Zahil was just like, yeah, sure.
I'll take it.
And just like rolling the rings across the table to keep their attention.
Zahil has all your rings now.
Yeah. Mira just gets like really cheap rings in case she needs a distraction, just throws them at Zahil. That's how they eventually become friends. I'm calling it now.
On
But
board.
yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna be here next week for more Ticfaw. And you guys can find me at my art Twitter, which is just there on my name card. It's at Peppero Draws, and it's pepper like the candy. And then you can also, if you'd like me to draw any of your characters or just anything in general, you can catch me at my Ko-fi page or coffee page, which is just Peppero Princess. And I'll put those in the chat.
Awesome. Yasmin, what was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? And anything else you'd like to share?
Everything was my favorite part. I particularly really enjoyed being able to play Zahil in a more kosher situation where they weren't attempting to fuck everybody up. That includes the rings and the little shiny baubles and getting to be pet by Lily and all manner of things. You can find me here next week for Ticfaw Files. And then I am always uploading new and splendiferous graphic art to my website, which I will post in the stream chat. For my apparel, stickers, prints, whatever. And that's it.
Awesome. Next we got Riley. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? And anything else you'd like to share?
My favorite part was also when Mira was rolling the rings and Zahil was following them. I loved that.
Squirrel.
That was pretty great.
You can find me next on Saturday for the finale of Badlands, and I will put my website out in the chat.
Awesome. My favorite part, there's a lot of really good moments. The whole thing with Joffrey in the kitchen was pretty darn great. But I also enjoyed all the interaction with Zahil not trying to murder everyone. It was fantastic. Definitely the biggest highlight was the All Hail the Bird God.
And Zahil's like, yes!
That was great. As for where you can find me next, let's see, today is Wednesday, so you can find me tomorrow over on, I believe it is Sigil Entertainment is the name of the channel. I'll be running a one-shot of Fundamental RPG over there with a bunch of other tabletop creators. That's at 5 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, which is 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And then I will also be here Friday night, same time, 7 p.m. Same time as this, 7 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, for a really cool, it's like a 1960s B-movie horror film style game that Insanity TTRPG is running. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm playing basically a Bruce Campbell clone. And I'm very much looking forward to all the horrible cheesiness that comes with that. And then as for other things, if you would like to jump into a one-shot with any of us on any Friday, we do have spots open several weeks out right now currently for DMs and players. So if you are looking for a game, I can definitely get you in one. And I think that is about it. Before we do run, quick shout outs to Michael Wayne, Gwen, and Rowan for donations and gifted subs. Thank you so much. Super appreciate it. It was amazing. Also, thank you to, I believe that was Featherfall that did the raid. Appreciate that as well. And yeah, I will see you all back here on Friday. Bye.